Alright, I'm going to put on the development server right now. That is npm run there, and we already add the other component. Let's create another component called sections. So for that, I'm going to create a new component called sections.js. Then I'm going to run RAFCE in that component, and that component is going to be more like the layout, but we are using it to reuse the section inside our main page or landing page. So it's going to receive some prop like the children, the ID for link, and we're going to receive the title of each section. We're going to also receive the image for each section as well. So I think that will be it. So right now we will just go ahead and make use of those properties that we have received. What I just did is called destructuring. Um, Using this curly bracket here simply means that we can directly access the properties from the prop instead of using prop.children, prop.id, prop.title, and all of that. We can directly use children, ID, title, and image. That's what it means. So right now, I'm going to use them appropriately. The ID, of course, is going to go into the href. It's going to be, okay, rather ID equals to ID, yeah, ID, and then we're going to use the title within h1 here. So the h1 or h3 rather, let's use h3, open and close, and within it I'm going to use the title. So title here, and then for the title I'm going to simply give some tailwind css. That's text dash 3xl, font dash bold. Of course, I believe you know what these classes are, so you can over on it to see the actual CSS classes and what they do. So if you don't have this extension, you can install it. It is called Tailwind IntelliSense. Go to the extension and install it. You will be able to over on these Tailwind classes and see what the actual CSS classes are. So that is that. So the next thing I'm going to do is to use this. Okay, rather we need to bring in the children. So the children will just go in here in a div of its own. We can just render that within a div. That's children. That's the children. And also we've not used the image. Image, we can just make it a background image. So to speak, a background for each of the session. So the way we will use that is by using it as a style. We can use it as a tailwind CSS. Um, let's use it as a tailwind CSS. Okay, for that we need to use the class bg equals. Okay, rather it should be like this because we're using a variable within it. So it will be bg, or rather, I'm going to use a backtick. The backtick key is just the one next to the one the key that gives you one when you press it on the keyboard. So I'm going to literally use bg dash a custom bg, and within here I'm going to pass in the URL, and within the URL I'm going to have our within the URL we're going to have our conditional, variable, and that will be background. So that is it. That's what we should have at the end of the day. So basically, we are set to use our section.js within the page.js. So I'm going to go back to the page.js right now and begin to use the session. First of all, I need to import the session from the components folder. So I'm going to just simply use import session. The moment I do that, I will get a suggestion, which is this session from dot slash components and session. So session has been imported, so I need to just simply use it by using it as a component like this, as a JXS component like this. So with this, you need to pass in the props. So the title would be, first title is about us, then the ID for about us, ID equals to hashtag, ID equals to about, all right, that's just it, about, I think it was about us we used. Let's check the other and see. Okay, about dash us. So let's go back there and change it to about dash us. Go back to the page.js, about dash us. Then the next thing we need to also get, also send to the, because whenever we receive, before we can receive any prop, we have to send it from the parent. You can pass things from the parent to the child component. What I mean parent to child component is because we created this section and embedded it into the home page, which makes this to be a child within the home page. So the home page now is the parent. So you can pass these things from the parent to the child. That's why we are passing what we already received from the section.js. We received children, ID, title, and background. So these are the prop we are passing down to the child component. So that is exactly what I am doing. So the next thing is the background. Okay, before the background, I think there's one more thing. The title, we already done that. The children now will be rendered as whatever it is that we render within the body of this section. So the section is supposed to be double tag elements like this, section open and close, so something like this, or rather it should be here. So whatever we render within the opening and closing is going to be regarded as the children. For instance, if I put a paragraph like this is one of the children, so this will be regarded as the children. So but here I need a background. We haven't added a background yet, so the background is going to be a string. I'm going to make reference to the images I have in my public folder. I already created a folder named images within the public folder where I put some images, the logo, the three backgrounds that I'm going to use. I'm going to use this intro bg.jpg first. So for that, we need to reference slash images slash intro.bg, intro bg rather, dot jpg. So that's the background basically. Whatever that picture is, it will be used within the section. Of course, we need to still do some adjustment, but let's take a look at what we have already. So to look at that, we need to visit localhost column 3000. So right now it should load for us what we have in the home page, which is just one section so far. So let's take a look at that and then we'll add more things to make the section a little bit interesting. So this project is actually a very basic one for now. All right, we got an error. It says it could not find the background. So we need to sort out this error. Okay, I'm going to return back and then solve the error.